together.
Yeah, you could.
I could sneak in. Yeah. I'm interviewing both. I'm gonna go right in. I could sneak in between. Sit here. Okay. Okay. Because I could go right. I could sneak right in the middle. I like going in. I like going in.
In the middle of this.
I like going in the middle of both of you guys. You could come down to sit you on.
Little old me.
Candy and Jeremiah, right?
My name's Jeremiah.
Darian.
Darian.
Darling.
And
Jeremiah.
Okay, mix it up. Wow, this is exciting. You know, I'm from California, guys. Oh, I did interview her already. BB.
I've been interviewed already.
She's had her moment, but she can have another one.
She could have. I love her. No, more fame of you. You know, the night is over. It's not over. You could come close. Hi, I'm Audrey Johnson on the Audrey Johnson Show. I'm behind the VIP room having a wonderful time with all of Andy Warhol's friends. I will say friends and people who know him and authors and artists and writers. I'm sitting right near to the lovely, beautiful Darian and Jeremiah. So, Darian, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell us, share us, where exactly are we?
We are at the new Yotel, which is a new boutique hotel that just opened up at this amazing book release for Thomas Kordowski's new book, Andy Warhol's New York City.
Awesome. And how long have you been a fan of Andy?
Since I was a kid. I mean, you know, he's like one of those iconic figures that is just born and kind of know who he is, you know?
Yes, everybody knows him.
Then, you know, you research all these fabulous people that were surrounded by him, and
right.
It's amazing.
That's beautiful. And you live here in New York City?
Yeah. I've been here like 10 years. Oh, 10 years. Yeah.
Where did you came from?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Who was following who? You know, I lived up in San Francisco.
I know, you're stalking me.
What were you doing in San Francisco?
Doing makeup. I came out here to do makeup and then sort of became a personality. I'm a writer. I write a blog. And I host parties.
So you host?
I get drunk for free and socialize.
Did you host this party?
I'm hosting it, yes.
You're hosting it. Now tell us, what is it coming from California and being here at your party? What are some of the things we need to know that we're doing here on the Audrey Johnson Show?
Well, I mean, New York's amazing. Everyone should move here, I think. If you're exciting, you know, and if you want danger and excitement, and glamour,
yes.
You know.
So
I mean, I'm a
York
California
City.
girl, but
I
was too big. Yeah, I was too big for California.
Okay.
But if you're not exciting, stay home.
Exactly.
Now, how do you know this guy who's I'm sitting next to on the left-hand side? How do you know him?
I met him. I contacted him on the internet, actually, like maybe 5 years ago.
5 years
ago. We only
ago.
met fairly recently.
Okay.
But people have always told me I look like Candy Darling.
Okay.
Ever since I moved to New York, and people always give me like her diary. I have like 5 copies. People just give them to me.
Wow. And how does that make you feel?
Well, she was very beautiful and very sweet person and amazing icon, and you know, a transgendered pioneer, and as someone, you know, growing up not having anyone to really you know, look up to, finding someone like that, you know,
Role model.
So she was your role model. So you are gorgeous. You definitely look like her. Coming from South America, I don't know much about her, but I will say she was beautiful. And I think you're gorgeous. You have beautiful eyes.
Unfortunately, she just you know, died tragically and on the brink of superstar, like living her dream. But luckily, you know, she had I think a really great life, like had amazing people, you know, like for the time that she was living. I mean, it still was hard to be transgendered now, so I can only imagine, you know, back then what it was like to live that. And she, I mean, hung out with the best people in the world, like had amazing friends, you know, got to do cool shit. And
well, her spirit lives on in you, and you just have to carry on her dream, right? No, Jeremy, we don't want to. Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah.
Okay.
That's a beautiful name. So tell us a little bit about you.
I first met Andy Warhol in 1965 when I was a kid growing up in Queens.
Oh, Queen.
And I wanted to be cool, and I thought Andy was wonderful, and I loved reading about him in the newspapers, of which New York had 7 newspapers back then, and they all had stories about him. So actually, I used to follow Joan Crawford around, the actress, and she used to write to me. She did, it's true. She wrote to me, and she would tell me when she'd be making a personal appearance. So she wrote me and said she was going to be at a place called the World Art Gallery on Madison Avenue, which, as it turned out, was a pivotal show for pop art, the first great pop art show in America on Madison Avenue. And I went, and that's when I first saw and met Andy Warhol.
Wow.
And I didn't actually meet him again until 1968, when my friend Candy Darling introduced me, brought me up to the factory, and I met him, and he liked me, and he allowed me to come up and go and come back and go and come back.
Yeah.
He trusted me.
Now, he had a famous line for 15 seconds, right?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we don't have 15 minutes, but this is your fame right now.
Some people have less than that.
That's right. That's right.
Not even a split
Not
second.
even a split
Yeah.
second. So we can say 15 seconds. Andy was...
It's just, you have to always reinvent yourself, and there's a whole new generation of people like Darian and other people who are interested in people like my friend Candy. And I just produced a wonderful film called Beautiful Darling about my friend Candy Darling, and it's playing all over the country now. And I did that because of my friend who died very young in 1974 of cancer. And I did it for people who are transgendered, and for people to understand who Candy was, and that they also have a rich, rich history of people who came before them, who had interesting lives, who paved the road for them, and they're not alone. So I was in London a few months ago, and I had some 14-year-old who was transgendered come up to me and said, Jeremiah, this film is so important to me. And she started crying and weeping. It was so moving. And I'm so happy that the film will make a difference in people's lives.
That is beautiful. I want to give you a kiss for that, because to be able to have the courage, I think courage is something that we all need, especially during this time.
Money. A lot of money.
Well, we need money, because money is, believe it or not, I think somewhere in scriptures have said in Ecclesiastes 9:10, money is the answer to many things. And because we do need it to
make movies, you need money.
To make movies. So we need movies to do what we do and to distribute it. So you're absolutely right about that. But courage, so we could go out and do things like with my accent. These are some words.
What accent?
Well, I do. It just rolls out with some words. Some words, yeah, I know. But some of the words come out in awkward times. So,
you ever hear people talk in Queens or in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Not Brookline, but Brooklyn.
When is did you actually said when the movie's coming out?
Well, the movie's out already. It premiered at the New York Film Festival, New Directors, last year, and it premiered in Berlin, 2 of the largest festivals and most prestigious in the world. And Bob Heidi, who's my good friend who wrote for Andy Warhol his scenarios, and B.B. Hansen, they knew Candy so well. And, and I thank God that they're still here and that they're continuing. Oh, my phone's ringing.
I think we need to bring it out again. And that's what the internet is all about. The internet is about interacting people, connecting people, bringing us together, not just here in New York, but around the world, so people will be aware of what's going on, about the different things, about, we talked earlier to several people about love and so forth. So the movies, that's what it's all about. Guys, so I want you to say one thing. What has made you, this is my favorite quote, and I like to always ask people, what's made you, Jeremiah, extraordinary in living today, especially being friends with Andy?
Well, when I was when I was a little boy, I hated boring people, and I never wanted to be boring, and I don't think I ever was boring. So in that way, I succeeded. If I had to do it all over again, I would have been a plumber. And because they make a lot of money, and they're the new millionaires, and I wouldn't have to worry all the time about raising money for movies. So if I have to come back again, it would be as a plumber. But you have to always reinvent yourself and think about the future. And we were just talking BB&R a few minutes ago that you can't go back. You have to always move forward. You can't live in the past, because if you live in the past, you become a very sad person. And there's no time machines. You can't go back. It's over. But so you have to use the past and use it as a springboard towards the future.
So what does the next 6 months, the next 24 months look like for you right now? What does it look like? How do you see your vision?
Oh, bankruptcy court. Definitely. Maybe a trip to Paris, too.
So you want to travel?
Yeah, I want to travel. I just got an operation. I had a new hip put in. I've got to get another one. And after that, I'll be on a skateboard.
On a skateboard.
In
you live in
Paris.
life. You live in life.
I hope. Maybe I'm a fool and I'm not living. Maybe we're all dead and we're really not here at all. It's all an illusion, a dream.
Wow.
It could be. I mean,
wow. Did you guys hear what he just said? Maybe it's just a dream, an illusion. So I like that. So what's the one thing you want to tell the world right now? You on the World TV, the Audrey Johnson Show, and you want to change something. What is it?
I would say bugger off, everyone. Yeah, bugger off and do it quickly and in a timely fashion.
Bugger off. I love your lips.
Thank you.
They're like gorgeous, and the color goes with you. And what else would you like to say?
Is there a question or
Question.
What's the question?
What's the next big event?
I host a party on Tuesdays at the Standard Hotel, and I do that. I really want to come out with a book. I write a blog.
People together.
So you bring people together. What kind of people do you bring? What people do you bring together?
Everything, yeah.
Writers?
Gender, people with a gender issue, people that love rock and roll.
Okay, so you bring people who are alive. And
Yeah.
love.
All my parties are like, it's not a gay party, it's not a straight party, it's kind of
It's
like
just
all different scenes coming together.
Party.
A healing
Exactly.
party.
I don't believe that your sexual preference should,
like it.
dictate where you go.